Good morning, good morning, good morning, my loves, my angels. I'm gonna come in this morning. We're gonna have two reads out today. The first one is gonna be more or less like an energy read with some confirmation. I was awakened about 5 this morning, and I just really had an energy overwhelming me of someone who's wanting to reach out, someone who's apologetic. It was weird because it was like someone was just they're sad. They're very sad. They're not sleeping. They're depressed. They're thinking about everything. They're thinking about the decision that they made. They're beating themselves up as to why they did what they did. But I also feel like this is someone that's just in a lot of pain, but not just in a lot of pain because they're of your separation, that's a part of it, but they're just in a lot of pain just at their life. I feel like everything is just coming to the surface with that person. They're just thinking back to people they've lost, people they've loved, people that's done them wrong. They realize that they're spiraling out of control, but it's like they don't know like what to do. And partially this person, just feel like they just kind of really want to give up, just give up trying and just say F it, it is what it is, and just live in whatever suffering or depressed state that they're in, or even just feeling like it, this is the bed I made, so I just have to deal with it, and the situation's not going to change. And they just feel like it's like all gloom, I feel like somebody really, really wishes that the two of you could, somehow come back, just come back together. But I feel like they want you to come back because they need your healing. They need your love. Okay. They played around. Yes, they played in your face. They lied. They deceived you. They played games with you. Maybe they thought it was funny at the time, for whatever selfish reasons they had. They did what they did, and I really feel like in some weird way you were probably this person's only real friend. I think that they have a lot of people around them that claim to be their friends, but they're not really people that they can really trust or tell their innermost things to or be open and vulnerable with. And like, you didn't really judge this person, and this person is realizing that they had a lot of pretenders around them and a lot of people who weren't really in their corner for their highest good, but just people that were there for whatever they can gain or get from them. Okay, or just be part of their environment, because maybe this person was one that, when they would do things, they do things big, or they were a giver, they give but didn't give to you, right? I feel like this person was very polar opposite of you in most ways, like maybe when it comes to culture, ethnicity. One could be religious, one spiritual, one could be of different nationality, one could be more pessimistic, one optimistic, one could be like a homebody, one could be one that's outgoing in the streets, But I think that when it came to like some of the things that you two needed to heal, like some of your trauma, abandonment wounds, wanting to be loved, overgiving, things like that, I think that you guys were exactly the same. And I think that that was something that really at the time you nor that other person really looked at, the similarities there. I think that the person focused so much on what the differences were between the two of you to like there was no focus on what are the similarities, like what is it that really brought us together other than us triggering each other to heal some things about us, if this was a twin flame or a high level soulmate. think that you as a collective definitely are more spiritual. This person was more into physical, material, earthy things. But I felt like this was a survival mode. I feel like this person went through so much within their childhood of not having, or and not having, maybe not having, always having food on the table, not always having money to get what they want. You know, maybe they had to help out with their parents with the bills, or help their mom to survive, or their dad to survive, whoever did the raising, or grandmother. Someone who was out there and in the streets at an early age, you know, trying to make a way. Just really someone who didn't really have that guidance, that nurturing, that real authoritative figure at home. You know, someone who just grew up too fast, grew up without really knowing true unconditional love and nurturing. And so this person doesn't really know, you know, how to give that. And they could have gotten involved in a relationship, possibly with an older woman or someone who was showing them love, and then maybe that person hurt them, and so this person like just really just put a shield up to the heart. I feel like this person just really wanted to be accepted for who they are. Not what they could do or what they can bring or how they can benefit your life in some way. I also feel like this person fantasizes a lot. They have like this dream guy or dream girl or dream life that they would like to have. And I feel like in a lot of ways they try to work towards that, but it is just a fantasy, like a perfect world, like their escapism that they can do. And speaking of escape, I think that this person is trying to escape their reality by using some types of drugs or alcohol or sex or something to cope with the reality of their life. Those are some things that I'm feeling. Since that's what I'm feeling, I do kind of want to just tap into a little bit of, a little bit of hidden, what's going on beneath a little bit of hidden future oracle cards. I just want to say, Father God, help me with this reading today. I do have like a couple things that were in my mind, but I don't know what all you really want me to speak on. This is general, not personal, although I feel like this may be personal for somebody. Somebody's going to come back to you. Okay, maybe July, August. Someone's going to reach out to you. I think that they are reaching out to you from unknown numbers, but they really want to kind of like, I don't know if you guys are going to run into each other. I feel like, I don't know why I'm feeling like a Family Dollar or Dollar General or somewhere, but you're going to run into somebody. You're going to run into your ex, okay? They're going to be excited to see you, but nervous at the same time, you know. Okay, what's going on with this person? Spirit guys, what can you tell me? That came out, but that came out like very slow. Like it didn't really, like it was a stubborn come out. Setting the record straight. Yeah, somebody wants to set the record straight. They want to tell you, you know, how they really feel about you, why they made the decisions that they did. I feel like they were fearful. This person's angry with this red. There's so much anger and passion in there. And they're determined. They're determined to just tell the truth. Okay? Not hold back. What else, Spirit? What else is going on with this person in the collective mind? Is that it? They just want to set the record straight. Okay. They want to set the record straight. That's going to be the energy. Let me pull some tarot. Like a dark angel, watch over me as I do this reading. My spirit guides, my angels, my ancestors, God, give me the message. If someone needs to hear this message, please guide them to my channel so that they can receive the message for today. If I've already said it, it's just whenever you're just saying it again. But yeah, definitely, that's like I told you, I feel like somebody wanted to talk to you. Somebody's feeling some way. They know what they did was wrong. They didn't really realize it at the time. They were caught up in the moment. It's caught up because they're in their ways with their friends, the problems that they're normally with, the negative environment that they're normally with. Thank you. So now they want to tell you, they want to set you straight. They want to give up. Okay? They feeling overwhelmed. They feeling like they lack the courage. They feel like I told you earlier, they feel like they just want to just give up. Just give up. They don't have strength. They feel completed. They feel depleted. I mean, not completed, but depleted. Okay, well, okay, I said on both. So they feel depleted in the fact that they don't have the energy, they're overwhelmed, but they feel like they want to complete something. They want to complete the cycle that they're on and start something new. Okay, this person wants to balance their life out. They want to make the difficult decisions. Okay, sorry about that. Doorbell rang. And funny, doorbell rang. It's pest control. So I feel like someone's feeling pestered, like someone's pesting this person. And you know, they're dealing with a lot of inner conflict. Okay, they're ready to make a choice. They know that there's some difficult decisions that they need to make, and they want to come in and they want to compromise with you. They want to balance their heart and their head. Okay, they want to balance their emotions. Sorry again for all the interruptions. Okay, 12:02. All right, well, okay, let's look at that. 12:02 interruptions. Like somebody wants to come in and stop this person from starting a new beginning, from coming towards you. They want to keep them held behind. Okay, they don't want to see them move forward. What else is their spirit? What else? So this person wants to set the record straight. Yeah. This person was fueled by greed, materialism, unfulfilled desires. Okay, so this is the Ten of Cups in reverse. So this person definitely was going after the 3D stuff. This could have been somebody who was also arrogant, but this person was chasing money, putting money above love, material items above love. This is a water. So we have out here so far as a fire sign, air sign, and a water sign. So this person's definitely in their emotions. Another fire sign, and this is the Queen of Wands in reverse. So this person went to someone who likes creativity, likes leadership, that, you know, likes passion, somebody who's kind of cold-hearted. Someone too, you know, that's into material things, but I feel like somebody that they were physically attracted to, you know, with this being the Queen of Wands. This is somebody who they had a physical codependent attraction to, someone who was not really a go-getter, but someone who was probably giving to this person. Okay, selling them a dream, selling them illusions. I'm gonna have to verify that, clarify that. We have the Five of Wands in reverse. So this person made that choice over coming to you because they wanted to avoid conflict. Okay, they do now feel like you were a missed opportunity. They feel like they lost the fight. They feel like they should have fought for you, but they lack the energy to come towards you. It's a lot of fire out here. So somebody's a fire sign, Aries, Sagittarius, and what is the other one? Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, and Leo. Okay. Also, we have a King of Cups out here. So this person, you know, they want to come to you now. They want to balance their emotions. They want to listen to their intuition. They want to use logic. And they want to make this decision to come to you now as the King of Cups. Okay? They want to They feel like they were in the beginning, they were emotionally immature, and they feel like they are now understanding their emotions. They're maturing with their emotions. They're seeing things from another perspective. And they want to come in and they want to talk to you. They want to offer you that cup. They want to know if you guys can begin anew. Okay, they're realizing that the things that happened to them as a result was the consequences of their actions, because they were being manipulative and they were, being emotionally detached. But now this person wants to come in and they want to pour love into the situation. They want to give to you, okay, because they see you as a missed opportunity and they don't want to let you go. And they went for this Queen of Wands. Tell me more about, thank you. Yeah, this person's disharmony right now. They feel they're in a broken relationship. They thought that they were with this water sign, they were going to have this happy ending, this family life. And the family life, whatever's going on in that house, is a lot of conflict, okay? If they're living together, they might not be sleeping in the same room. Somebody might not feel like going home at the end of the day. They stay busy, find work projects, things to do to keep from going home because it's so unbalanced in the home. That I feel like there's not a lot of sexual activity going on in there. I feel like it may be from time to time, but your person just really isn't turned on by this Queen of Wands like they were in the beginning. I think there's just so much disharmony and disconnection. The relationship is really coming to an end because this is a Ten of Cups in reverse. So it's coming to an end. It basically, this was something I felt like somebody went back to try again, to try to make work. And it could have been at the pleading and begging of one other person, or because of a codependence, and because these two have probably just been together for such a long time, they just weren't really ready to let it go. This person's now very nostalgic over you. They miss your childhood innocence. They like how generous you were with them. You're generous with your love, your conversation, your emotions, maybe even gifted to them. Maybe you bought them things, gave them money, helped them out, invested in them, okay, because you saw a future with them and you were being loving. And this person misses that. They miss that about you, and they're doing a lot of comparison between you and a person that they chose, and they see the difference. It's like night and day. They really see the difference, and now they're planning. They're planning the day that they can come back to you. They want to progress forward with you, okay? They see you as your partner. They want to just go out. When they think of their long-term goals, they think about you. They think about marriage, think about family. They think about planning a future with you, settling down, getting a house. I tell you guys, there is so much fire and water out here, okay? So this person is very passionate about you, but yet in their emotions. You could have been dealing with a fire sign or somebody who has fire sign in their chart, or someone who's a water sign or has water sign in their chart, or they're interacting with a water sign. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, okay? But this is all passion and emotion. So this person's very passionate, very emotional over you right now. They love you. Yeah, there's a Tower moment coming in. There's going to be an unexpected upheaval, a sudden change that's going to go on in this person's life that's going to shake things up. That's going to shake up the foundation that they've been building on, which was a foundation that was not set to be fruitful or abundant to begin with, because has been the end of a cycle and they just weren't letting go. They were basically just prolonging the inevitable. That was not the path that they were supposed to go on, but they were so busy celebrating with their friends in their community, enjoying social gatherings, so they weren't doing the work to heal, okay? And that's how they got caught up. They could have been like, they met this person at some type of could have been a party, an outing, get together, maybe drinking, playing cards, doing drugs, somebody who they were celebrating with. And they liked that they had some things in common. And again, they felt like you were different from them, okay? You were somebody that they had to work on themselves to be with. And this is somebody that they felt like they could just live in their shadow selves, not have to chase their demons away. Okay, but now this person wants to move on. They want to move on. They want to let go. They want to go towards calmer water. They're ready to start new. Let go all the past loves. Okay, let go all the past relationships. The family, friends, if these are children's mothers or fathers, they're ready to let that go. Okay? I still want something else on this Queen of Wands. Spirit, what can you tell me about the Queen of Wands up here that this person chose? What can you tell me about the Queen of Wands? Yeah. So we have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So the Queen of Wands, that water sign, no, I'm sorry, that fire sign that they chose over you was somebody who was dependent on them, somebody who did a lot of overspending, somebody who they went into financial difficulty with, somebody that was having financial difficulty, material loss, somebody who was lonely. So this was somebody who needed your person to help to take care of them. And I feel like your person kind of needed them. Yeah, I think they were codependent on each other. But I think that your person was probably in a little bit more better position than this Queen of Wands. So this Queen of Wands is somebody who they felt responsible for, who was very dependent on them, okay? Who, that as your person brought in money, this person was overspending and not really carrying their weight. And I think that just led the two of them together into some type of financial difficulty. And they may be experiencing some loss of, material items, and maybe having to start over. And this could be upsetting your person as well. And your person could be tired of the same way of life. They might be feeling like this Queen of Wands really holds them back from their happiness and where they want to go. Okay, yeah. See, a lot of conflict. There's a lot of conflict going on in that relationship. This is, your person feel like this Queen of Wands could have betrayed them, manipulated them, and this person in return betrayed you. Okay, they wanted to win at all costs. The Queen of Wands wanted to win at all costs. This could have been somebody who really wasn't faithful to your person, and maybe they were together, then they went their own ways, and they were okay with them just kind of like doing their own thing for a minute. But once your person met you and the Queen of Wands realized that your person was actually developing feelings and that they may actually materialize into having a happy relationship, I think that really pissed off the Queen of Wands, really made her jealous. That water sign really made her jealous. And it's like, okay, it's one thing when they're just out there sleeping around, but if they're catching feelings and might actually build a relationship with somebody else, I'm gonna have to put an end to this. And I think that they went in for the kill. Like, they knew, because they've been with your person for a while, they knew how to get them back. They knew how to play to their strengths. They knew their weaknesses, okay? So they manipulated them. They emotionally manipulated them. They acted like the damsel in distress, like they needed them. Because, your person does like want to feel control and want to feel like, they're the savior. So, they went towards that, and because that Queen of Wands wanted to win at all costs, and at this point, it caused your ex or the person you're with to betray you, to go where they felt like they were needed, or like their responsibility they felt like they had to do, and they're unhappy, and there's just a whole lot of conflict over there, because again, it wasn't for love. It wasn't for love that they went. You were the one that they loved. Yeah, see, as I say that, you were the one that they loved. You're the one that they wanted to have a new beginning with. You were their abundance. They knew that they could materialize with you. They wanted to take the opportunity. They knew that you could manifest and you guys would be happy together, okay? You were the success for them. What else, Spirit? Yeah. Now, see the Lovers in reverse. So now that you walked away, this person does not feel balanced. They're unhappy. They gave into temptation. They made a difficult choice, and it was the wrong choice. They walked away from you. They see you as their empress. You were the empress, okay? You were their fertility, their nurturing. You were creative. You were abundant. You had everything. Everything that they need was with you. You were their gift from God. And they knew when they made that decision to walk away, they knew they were doing the wrong thing. And what I'm saying to you is the truth. Okay? They received clarity. They know who you are. This is the truth. They knew from the get-go. And now they're curious about what you have going on with your life. They want to communicate with you. They want to get the confidence. They want to be bold. They're looking back at you. They're looking back at the past. And they're trying to figure out, like, What do you have going on? Are you seeing someone? Are you talking to someone? You know, have you started over? Do you miss me? They want to come out and say something. They're looking back at the past. They're looking back. Like I said, they were nostalgic. They're looking back at the decisions they made. Yeah, and this could be an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, who's trying to get financially stable, who's trying to, who actually sees you too as a possession, like they own you, okay? And they don't want to be with somebody else, they want to come back to you. They're ready to surrender. They're ready to surrender their emotions. They're ready to let go. They're ready to see things from a higher perspective. You know, this cycle has come to an end between the two of you. It was destiny. What happened between you was destiny. You know, you were supposed to be together because you were their star, their gift from God. And they didn't make the decision. They went somewhere else because they fell for illusions, okay? And it was meant to go that way, you know. They were meant to be distracted because they weren't doing the healing work to be who you needed them to be. They didn't listen to their intuition. They didn't, you know, they fell for illusions. They went like a water sign again. Um, so this person is just repeating cycles. They're repeating cycles, okay? So, let's see if, and they want to just come and set it straight. They want to, we'll go right back to where we started. They want to set the record straight with you. They want to tell you how they were feeling, what was going on, what was on their mind. They want to tell you how they really felt, what you really meant to them. And they want to apologize, okay? So let's get a timing card. Let's see if the possibility of when you might hear from this person. Okay, spirits. When is it possible that the collective might hear from the person on your mind? My cards are falling. Okay. By the end of the month. So that's a possibility by, okay, and we would be in Cancer season at that time. Cancer is a water sign, which, you know, we do have a lot of water signs out here. So it's possible that by the end of the month, it is possible by the end of the month that you could possibly hear from this person. Okay. That's a 53, which is an 8, which talks about karma. So this person is dealing with some karma at this time. They're definitely dealing with karma. They're trying to find the strength, because that is the strength card. They're trying to get the courage to come and say something to you. And they're dealing with some inner conflict. Okay. Also, have faith. Have faith that divine timing is at play. And this is what's going on now. Yeah, like this person is definitely dealing with some karma at this time. And divine timing is at play. And this is something, that is the number 9. So it should, you know, divine is interceding now, currently, in this year. Okay, so this is my read for you for today on that energy pull. I will come back out and give you the 7 Horseshoe Tarot in a minute. But I just want to let you know what I was feeling with the energy. Like I said, I got about 5 o'clock this morning, and this is what I have. Okay, thank you.